In honor of President's Day, Gwinnett County Public Library presents U.S. Presidents, How Much Do You Know? A quiz about facts regarding the lives and careers of former U.S. presidents. I will put up a slide with a question and give a moment of pause and then put up the answer to the question with a little explanation. There will be 11 questions. Here we go. Who was the first president to be born in the United States? Martin Van Buren, our 8th president, born in 1782, was the first president born in the United States of America after it became a country. The first 7 presidents were born on the continent, but before it officially became the United States. Who was the only president to serve non-consecutive terms? Grover Cleveland, our 22nd and 24th president, was first elected in 1885. He was narrowly defeated in 1888. Although he won a larger popular majority than the Republican candidate, he received fewer electoral votes. Cleveland was elected again in 1892. Which president is the only one who was neither elected to be vice president or to be president? Gerald Ford, our 38th president, became president after the resignation of Richard Nixon in 1974. He had obtained his vice presidency after Spiro Agnew resigned in 1973 and therefore was never elected to either office. Our next question. 3 presidents died on the 4th of July, but which president is the only one to be born on that date? Our 30th president, Calvin Coolidge, born July 4th, 1872, became president after Warren G. Harding's death in 1923. In 1924, he won election easily, but chose not to run in 1928. Next question. Which president and first lady hold the record for the longest marriage? Jimmy Carter, our 39th president, and his wife, Rosalind, married in 1946, which is 75 years and counting. The previous record had been held by George H.W. Bush and his wife, Barbara. Jimmy Carter is also the longest-lived of the U.S. presidents. Now that we've talked about the longest marriage, the next question is, who is the only president who never married? '15th President James Buchanan, elected in 1957, was the only president to be elected as a bachelor and remain a bachelor throughout his life. His niece, Harriet Lane, who he had guardianship for since she was orphaned at age 11, served as his first lady. Which president had a single letter only for his middle name? Harry S. Truman, 33rd president. Truman's middle name was the letter S, just that single letter. Truman became president after Franklin Roosevelt's death in 1945 and was elected again in 1948. He chose not to run in 1952. What state has produced the most presidents? The state with the most presidents is Virginia, with 8 presidents. While quite a few of our first presidents were from Virginia, no recent ones have come from there. Our next question is actually going to be 2 questions. First, how many presidents have died in office? A total of 8, with 4 assassinated. This first slide shows all the 8, but which of these four was assassinated? Just about everyone knows Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy, but the two others were James Garfield and William McKinley. Now, our final question. Which president was never associated with a political party? George Washington, our first president, was elected before political parties were formed. Throughout his political life and until his death in 1799, Washington was confident that the country could and should function without the existence of political parties. Now that we're done with the quiz, I would like to go over some of the resources that GCPL has on presidential biography. Presidents of the United States by Time for Kids, Weird but True Know-It-All U.S. Presidents, published by National Geographic, and the new Big Book of U.S. Presidents by Todd Davis. Among our digital resources is Gale Biography in Context, which has searchable biographies about prominent people from all professions and parts of the world. Ask a librarian for help with any of these resources. Thanks for joining us to celebrate President's Day with our presidential quiz. Hope you have learned something new.